What's up, Buzz Squad? It's your boy Dalton coming with a deck profile for you. I am bringing you my DBS deck profile, that Dragonblood Sect deck. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more deck profiles like this. It took me a while. I made you wait a long time for one factor alone, that gosh darn promo. Finally got enough where I feel comfortable enough with the deck to showcase it. So let's get right into this. Let's go. Oh, I know. I made you wait long enough, but it was a pain in my arse to get this deck completed. Let's get this Dragonblood Sect deck all said and done. Buddy, I run Merrill Ellis, mainly because I didn't get an SP of not Vanity House, Deadly Eyes. So next best thing, because on enter, you can pitch a card from hand to search out a card with eyes in its name, and it reduces all Blood Sect's cost by 1, which is nice. For 4 of Deadly Eyes, the actual little god that does not work against max dragons. So at the start of your opponent's attack phase, nullify all their monsters' abilities, and they all have to attack him for the first turn, and then he has the ability of destroying everything if his power is big enough to do it. So, in a sense, it's a board wipe. Fantastic card. Counterattack, obviously, double attack and soul guard, because it needs that soul guard. I run 2 silent white, just because getting an extra attack is nice and so forth, and just cause, and just in case for some reason you don't get into your Deadly Eyes, you have a backup size 3 as well. Run 4 Eternity Edge, X skill, place into soul of a Dragonblood Sect on board, draw a card, and then when it's in the soul, it gives +3, +1 crit, and penetrate, which is fantastic. Then the literal bane of my existence, because I had one for the longest time, and why this deck profile took so bloody long, is this black chain here. Same first skill as Eternity Edge, place into soul, draw a card. And then when it's in the soul of a Blood Sect, damage dealt to you is reduced by 1, which is all damage, which is nice. I would run 4, but getting 3 was a challenge. So we'll run 3 Deep Looker. I would only recommend running 2 and then running 4 of Black Chain if you can, but 3 and 3 is fine as well. Deep Looker, Axe can place into soul. You don't get any fancy draws off of it or gain engage from him, unfortunately. And then the souls of your Blood Sects can't be dropped by card effect when it's in the soul. And during your opponent's turn, if this card's in soul and an opponent's monster is destroyed by your card effect, you get to gauge and life, which triggers for each monster that happens and for each copy in its soul, which is fantastic. And the last monster, 4 of the Buddy. I already went over her. Fantastic card. Kind of wish we got the, what was it? I don't remember what it was in Japan. I want to say it was like its own separate deck, and I think it was like a common or like a different rarity. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. Still looks nice. Still fantastic for the deck. Off to the items. I run 2 Dazzling Rings to reduce effect damage, which is nice. Also can attack through center, and then all your Blood Sects cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is nice. And then 1 copy of Fake Heart, which basically turns your Deadly Eyes into a Raging Spirit, but better. And this card can't be destroyed by card effects, which is nice. Wait, I read this one wrong. This one also can't be destroyed by card effects. Oh, I was right before. Okay. Run 4 Garza Iso. I know I said that horribly wrong, but it doesn't matter. You need to run 4 of this card. It literally makes the deck better because you check top 3 and then you in a sense Dragon Emperor Legend, but instead of gaining a life, you can either pitch the card to drop or add into the soul. So fantastic on that regard. 4 Desire Mirage, which protects your Blood Sect, and then you gain 2 life, which is always nice, and then keeps Deadly Eyes going because you want to make sure he stays on the board for as long as possible. I run 3 Dragod Vars, drop a soul, pay a gauge, and then choose one of the following 2. Either choose a monster on your opponent's field, drop all of its souls and destroy it, or destroy a card on your opponent's field, and if you do, draw a card. You mainly use it for the second ability. I haven't come up to a case scenario where the first one's better yet, but I'm sure it has its uses. I run 3 Infinite Phenomenon, so when a card in your opponent's field is destroyed, or is it monster? I believe it's monster. Yes, when a monster in your opponent's field is destroyed. Counter, gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Kind of hinting at ECs in a sense with this card. Kind of. I run 3 King of Dadan, because who doesn't like adding more souls to their Deadly Eyes and then being able to gauge and draw? It's fantastic. I can't lie. I can't lie. I run 3 Sirisos, +1/+1, making your Deadly Eyes just that much more beefier, and then abilities of your Blood Sects can't be nullified and their souls can't be dropped. So more soul protection, but can't have your abilities be nullified is also nice. I run 2 Taboo's Ritual. You only really need 2. You could probably survive without running this card, but, you know, until that day comes, just run it at 2. Because you gauge 2, heal 2, and then if you have, you gauge 2, and then if you have a size 3, you gain 2 life and draw a card, which is nice. I run 2 Sky Dragon Divinities because draw power is always nice. Also a good card to run in here is Heaven's Gift, just because you can search out your set spell / I want all my deck back in all my drop back in my deck. That's another good option. I know Jacob would yell at me if I didn't say anything about it. 2 Raisin Detraire. Oh, all these fancy words. Basically gives Deadly Eyes move and plus 3,000 defense, and again protects your opponent can't call from drop. There we go. Opponent can't call from drop, and yeah. I run 2 Dragion Judge, just to check the top 5, because Buddyfight's basically turned into toolboxing.game, which I love. So just checking the top 5 and then putting 1 into the soul and the rest on the bottom of your deck. And then I run 2 Dragonic Exchange because you gauge a decent amount, especially once you get your Deadly Eyes. You don't really use much gauge afterwards, so it's always nice to kind of keep checking your gauge, seeing if there's anything nice. And then lastly, because this deck is 55, just kind of round it off because I don't want it to be at 53, I run 2 Chest Breaks. You're on Chest Break just for pesky people who want to run set spells. And it's fantastic. So that basically wraps up this deck. I wish I could have had like an SP Deadly Eyes or something like that just to show off for the buddy, but I don't. That's really fun. If Max Dragons weren't a thing, this deck would probably be #1 deck, but Max Dragons are a thing. If you want to support us, check out our shop or join our Patreon. You can follow us on Instagram, join our Discord if you want to chat it up. I love this deck. It's my baby. I hope it keeps getting great support. And above all else, keep it classy, y'all.